What's up, guys? If you want to see this Stinghouse catch, it is on locals in the pinned comment. Obviously, it's way too spicy for here, so it's going to be on locals in the pinned comment. It's only $5 a month to join. And until February 1st, we're running a promo that you get your first month free if you sign up for monthly. So anyway, join locals in the pinned comment. You get to see this, a fire lieutenant that got caught, many others early, and of course uncensored, including where I may or may not have shoved a prod. So be sure to check it out in the pinned comment, because February 1st, the price monthly is going up to $7 a month because we hit 2,000 members so quick, the demand's so high, but we're giving you guys a free month until February 1st. But after that, it's going to be $7 a month, so get it now while it lasts. What's up, guys? Before this video starts, be sure to follow us on all platforms, including on Rumble, which you can find in the pinned comment. This platform has been giving a lot of people like us a lot of problems lately, and Rumble is a lot more receptive to free speech and whatnot. So be sure to follow us on Rumble. Any video on here you can also find on Rumble, and if you're looking for a video and can't find it on here, it'll be on our Rumble. So be sure to follow us on Rumble in the pinned comment. Like the video. What's up, guys? A lot of you guys may know about the Gordon Flowers hoodie. However, we also have a Fried Pickles hoodie, as you can see right here, and Gordon Flowers sweatshirts that you can get in many different colors. Show your support for the Gordon Flowers movement and the PP movement by getting one of these. I can tell you they are very comfortable. Like, in all seriousness, they are, and I actually do wear them. So be sure to get one of these and enjoy the video. This channel is a group of investigative journalists who make educational documentaries showcasing and educating society, especially parents and legal guardians, about potential scenarios that result from young people and adults conversating online if left unchecked. We conduct thorough interviews with consenting adults in an attempt to understand their perspective on why they partake in these conversations online with people that are not of age. The goal of the interviews in these videos and the videos themselves is to gain an understanding of the perspective of the individual being interviewed, so parents and the rest of society can be educated and aware of potential thought processes and desires of adults online to unsupervised persons not of age. These videos are not to cyberbully, harass, degrade, accuse, or threaten any individuals partaking in the interview process or in the video itself. We do not condone any of these actions. These videos are strictly educational, and we grant full permission for academia, which is any classroom setting or in scholarly papers, to show or cite our videos. To ensure that these videos are strictly used for educational purposes, we strictly adhere to YouTube's community guidelines, such as not revealing someone's personally identifiable information, in other words, PII. YouTube defines personally identifiable information as their home address, email addresses, signing credentials, phone numbers, passport number, medical records, or bank account information. We thoroughly look at and edit our videos to ensure that none of this information about any individual is shown in our videos. To ensure extra privacy for each person that is a subject of an interview in any of our videos, as of September 1st, 2022, to thoroughly comply with YouTube's harassment and bullying policy, there will be no mention or information about the last name or first name of any person interviewed in our videos. Due to potentially illegal activities discussed in our videos, law enforcement in the respective jurisdiction we conduct these interviews in is notified of each interview and video filmed by us. We are not accusing any individual interviewed of being guilty or committing a crime. That is the job of law enforcement. We are not vigilantes, and we do not condone vigilantism or vigilante behavior, such as taking the law into your own hand or not notifying law enforcement when a suspected crime takes place. We are investigative journalists. Trigger warning. Some of what can be discussed in these videos can be sensitive to some, emotional, or stressful. The only goal of these videos is to educate the public. At the end of each video, as of September 1st, 2022, there will be an educational portion at the end to discuss what was talked about in the video and to discuss what people can take from that video and learn from and tell others about. Our goal here is to bring awareness and educate the public. Now the video will start.
Resist, make it.
What should I do with the cameras? Do like low key with it, or?
Hey, hello? How can I help you? Is there a Michael here? Yeah. Yeah, like he's 31. Huh? 31. Yeah, I got a package for him. And
Mike? You got some guy here that wants to give you a package.
Hi there.
how's it going?
How can I help you?
Hi. Is Mike?
No. How can I help you?
Oh, okay. Well, I got his package for you, man.
What you talking about?
Well, I got some messages between Jordan and you from Telegram and Grindr I got to talk to you about, man. So, I think we should probably have a talk right here. I'm not here to hurt you, bro, but I have everything saved, including your face pic that was sent on Telegram, okay? So, I think the best route is probably just talk about what's going on. Yeah, that is your face. Okay. So, mind if we have a talk about it? I don't want to get Dad involved or anything like that. If he has questions, you can answer that for him, but I think it's best we have a talk because everything is saved. Every single message is saved. All of that, including including what was talked about, all of that stuff. So I think it's probably best we have a talk about it, man.
What's this about? I'm not sure.
Alright. Sorry to meet you like this. Okay, let's just go down. I don't want to get pushed off. And we're filming for safety reasons, so you can be sure we're not here to hurt you or anything like that. It's just so you can't say after we leave, you can't just go to somebody and say, oh, these guys threatened me and attacked me and all that stuff. And that's just our insurance, you know what I mean? So, I do want to talk kind of face to face. Do you mind if you just come down here?
Oh, he can stay where he's at.
Yeah. You can go. Please.
Sure.
Yes.
He might just come down here. I'm not here to hurt you, man.
I know why you're here.
Yeah.
So, I made a mistake.
Okay.
I'm not sure why you guys are playing the game you guys are, but I understand why. And I came to my senses and went, you know what? This is wrong. I'm wrong. I am aborting all of this.
Well, can you just come down here and kind of talk about it?
He doesn't need to come down. You can just talk.
Sir, I understand, but like kind of just looking up at him looking down on me, I'd rather just kind of be face to
You are
face.
also considerably taller than me.
I know, but I mean, it's just going to enclose space, and I don't want you to push me off or try to get physical. I'd rather just be open right here, man.
Tiny guy.
I know, but
He's not going to get physical. Just tell him what you want.
Okay,
No.
well, it could kind of take a while, sir.
What would you like me to do? I made a mistake. That's why I aborted and I left everything. I'm not even sure how you found my house.
Well, it's not hard to find with the Grindr location. Yeah. Oh, look, I can tell you all that. It's not really too hard. So, dude, I mean, I guess what I want you to do first is just we can be in the sight of your dad, of course, and that's why cameras are here for safety. If you just want to come down here and just have a talk,
What do you want? What is it that you want specifically?
Just have a talk about why this happened. Okay?
Because I made a mistake and I was being very foolish and I realized what I was doing was wrong and I'm like, this is not something that's okay. I need to think with my head and not with my downstairs.
Okay.
And
So
that's why I aborted everything and said, you know what, no, this is not okay.
what are you saying was wrong about it?
I should not be approaching minors
Okay.
under any circumstances, and that's my fault.
Okay.
That's why I said, you know what, no, this is not okay, this is not cool.
Okay, so he told you he was 13 then?
And I realized I was like, what the am I thinking?
Okay.
This is wrong. And I should have never considered it in the first place.
Okay.
So I appreciate what you guys are doing. You got me. I made a mistake. I had no intention of following through. That's why I aborted when I did. Because I'm like, you know what? No. So you are completely right to do what you guys are doing. I appreciate the insurance. But if you would please leave me alone, something like this.
Oh well, I mean,
Never gonna happen again.
I can't force myself to be here, but you know, it's not really just about messages to Jordan I'm talking to you about.
It's
really,
yeah, I totally get it.
Well, sure.
You're right.
Yes, but
And
I'm sure
it's
as
the
you
first
know-
time that anything like that's popped up, and I was like, why? Why are you on here?
Right.
Why am I doing this? No, this is not okay.
Well, you work at the Sears, right?
No, but
Okay.
I did at one point. Yes.
Okay. Well, you know, just so you know, look, man, I'm not here to just talk to you about Jordan. And like I said, dude, I know you're a good dude. You do have a conscience, and obviously you have a good father that takes care of you and whatnot.
Yes.
But look,
I don't know what you want. What specifically you're here for?
well, I'm here to just have a conversation about
Yes.
figure out everything because, look, I know with Jordan, sure, first time on Grindr, but you know,
Absolutely wrong. That should never happen under any
But
circumstances.
they contacted you.
Yes, and then I aborted.
No, the first message was from you.
Well, yeah, because their profile says they're 18, and then once they said they were 13, I was like, No.
Well, the profile didn't have any age displayed.
Either way, lots of people don't have ages displayed.
Okay.
And there are.
So when he found out, he
I
backed
aborted.
out of it,
Yeah,
right?
I never.
Okay.
I
No,
did
sir,
not-
sir. When he found out, the messages continued, and they got pretty escalated. That's what I'm here to talk to him about. Again,
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
what I said.
I don't
Right,
understand. See, what I don't understand
Uh-huh.
here, okay?
Yes, sir.
What I don't understand here is your position. Are you representing the kid?
In a way, we just have a group that makes
That's
sure.
that's not an answer. I'm sorry.
Well, I was about to just tell you. We have a group that makes sure that minors don't talk to adults and adults don't talk to minors. And I think this is best addressed with us just having a heart to
He
heart
just
about
did
it.
that.
Yeah,
And
like,
said
I
it
agree
was
with you.
wrong.
Well, I did
Well,
What
wrong.
else are you looking for?
Well, I'm kind of. I truly want to figure more out than that. But
Well, maybe you do and maybe you don't, but it sounds to me like he's already been contritious and said that he made a mistake. He realized it once he knew what was going
Absolutely
on.
wrong.
Shit on the internet is
Unpredictable.
Wild West. I understand that.
Yeah.
But he didn't go through with anything. He didn't see the guy. He didn't anything like that. So
Yeah, I
it
realized I
really
needed to back
bothers
off.
me that you're standing here with no identification.
Oh, my
with
name's
no
Gordon Flowers.
no what?
Gordon Flowers.
Okay, and that means nothing.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you're
other
making
than
shame
to
videos. I
make
get that.
sure
I'm not
that
here to
he's
shame you. I'm here
not
to talk
doing
to you.
anything.
I realize it's wrong. And
Look, but okay, if I wanted to shame you, then I have a pretty loud voice. If I want to shame you, it's so easy to go to every single neighbor and just show them these and be like, that's shame. But me filming for safety reasons, so you guys can be assured we're not here to
You
hurt you.
did that. You're doing that. I just
But I'm
don't
not
see
going-
where
but
else
I-
this is
but I'm
going
not going
because
to every single neighbor. That's the
because
thing.
listen
and I
to me.
appreciate that.
Listen to
I don't
me.
know why you're here still. You got what you wanted.
No, I mean, dude. Okay, look. I mean, with all due respect, I don't want your dad to be involved in this because he's not the one that had any part of this, one way or another.
Yeah, he's the one who's protecting. There's two of you. There's two of us. You're bigger than him. I'm
Of
not
course.
going
He's not here to
inside.
hurt you. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's not here to hurt you.
I think he understands.
Okay.
I know why you're here, and
Yeah.
So
I don't know what else
you
want to
have
talk about.
your emails there. He said it was a mistake, correct?
Oh, of course he did. But
Okay.
I kind of want to go over.
You
more
kind
than
of
that.
want to do what?
I want to go over more than this because, look, it's easy for anybody to say when they're caught with something, oh, this is just a mistake. Okay, I'm done. But I really want to figure out why this happened.
There's no
get to the
way
bottom of this.
verbally that any of that can be done.
You want to know why it happened? I was
Sure.
thinking with my like an idiot. For just a moment, I was like, man, to be that age again, to be I've thought about that. I've thought about being 15 and having, because I'm older than that. Grindr didn't really exist when I was that age. I've thought about being 15 and having access to something like that and being like, I can gallivant around and get any I want. And how I would basically be a prime stake choice for anybody. And well, there's danger out there, and people get. I get that. And like I said, I was thinking with my. I made that mistake, and I realized after thinking about it for a little while longer, I'm like, you know what, this is totally wrong. And I know what you have there.
You said here, rub our together, suck each other.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I was thinking with my. Thinking
Right.
like, yeah, what would it be like to be 15 again?
Sure, and I just kind of want to talk to you. Look, dude, I'm not going to say this. I know it's not easy to have this conversation,
know.
especially when we
It was
show
wrong.
up at your door. But look, man,
I don't see how it's your responsibility.
They're just investigative journalists.
Well,
That's
it's
You're
just
an
what you're doing.
investigative journalist?
That kind of
I'm
deal.
not a journalist, but the thing is, look, I have in my hand stuff that's what a lot of people would call pretty bad, and I'm giving honestly both of you guys, if you care about your son, I'm giving you guys both the courtesy of just having this talk.
Of what? And what? I don't
Okay.
understand where. I
Are
don't
you,
understand
like, threatening to go to the cops?
the.
Are you saying like, I want to take this and use this if I don't
Yeah,
get a
I don't
concession?
understand where you're
No,
going.
no, it's not any about that. It's like, dude, okay, we both know what was said here, and
Yeah,
I'd
and
rather
I-
just have a talk with you. But
and I agree,
mean,
but
this is
Okay,
going on
but
right
again,
here, man.
I don't understand. Okay. See, the problem is, I don't have a problem with him having a talk with someone. What I do have a problem with is somebody ambushing him, which is what you're doing. Okay.
Of course.
He said he made a mistake.
And-
Right,
Okay.
but the
All
thing-
right, let me finish before you interrupt me again. Okay. I don't understand what self-appointed right you have to be in this position.
Oh, you guys can kick me off whenever you want. I'm just saying.
And
that,
what are the consequences of that?
That, I mean, if you guys kick me off, that, I mean, at that point, it's not between us anymore. And
I don't understand the between us.
He's giving me the opportunity to try and understand why I did what I did.
Right.
It's not
And he
his
doesn't-
business
yes.
to understand.
And it's better. It's
well,
a
if you
better
guys-
option than him running off and going with the cops and having to deal with a whole investigation and problems, because that is damning evidence that he has that I
But
f***ed up.
just talk
And
to
that's considered
somebody.
solicitation. That's considered a
Well,
crime.
okay. He also, you couldn't tell what his age was to start with,
They
and when they
indicated
did, then you thought about it and you got out of
Well,
it.
sir, that's-
Yes,
that's
after
not
a
ex-
little while. Okay, fine.
After
whatever.
But sir, basically, I mean, you heard it from him himself. Look,
Did he send him any dirty pictures?
he asked for some,
That's not what I asked.
but so as you said, solicitation.
Okay. Yeah, but
Uh-huh.
at that point in time, he probably thought he was 18.
No. it's
No,
not.
he's. You're right. I got caught. I got caught with. I said I was thinking with my. I get it.
Okay.
Right.
get
So,
it.
so
I don't-
basically,
all right.
sir, so basically, put it this way. Look, if it was really about trying to screw him over, what he just said, right? It's on film. I don't need to be here for any longer than I don't need to be here for any longer than I had to be. You said it all. You said you fucked up. You said you wrote these messages. Okay, I'm out of here. That's you
So what do
obviously
you?
know.
So what do you want? So what
Yeah,
questions do you have?
that's what I keep asking.
Yes.
You say you want to talk to him, but you're
Okay.
not giving an end game or what's the whole purpose. See,
What
I
part
still
do you
don't
want?
understand other than him filming.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't understand what this is all about. And with him filming without our consent,
Which it's one party state. It doesn't matter.
okay, I don't understand where this is going.
Well, sir, if
You're not, see, you have an end game.
The thing
You
is,
have a
I don't-
purpose.
The thing is,
I
don't-
wanna know what it
The thing
is.
is, I don't know what it is. If, I'm sure the purpose.
Then why are you here?
I'm sure there's a lot of, it's like a choose your own adventure book. Do you choose to kick me off your property? And it's probably a different end game than just staying and having a talk. It probably is. I just don't know.
understand what the purpose
I-
of
I
the
understand.
talk is
I
after
I
what
think
you
Hold on.
he
said.
understands.
I do understand. So what do you want to know?
Well,
Like I said,
basically-
I explained my thought process. I f***ed up. I chose not to act
Right.
on it, and I realized I had a wrong conversation with somebody who indicated they were allegedly underage. That's fine. I agree with you, and that's wrong.
Basically, sir, what I ideally want is if I could just have a conversation with my. As you can see, you have my name. You can even take my light. We park down the street. But you can take my license plate. If you want to take all of that and record it, and you can say that Gordon Flowers, if I actually threatened him or beat
He's
him
not,
up,
and that's the thing.
you
It's
can
just
say.
insurance. He's not
I
here to do
just
that. They
You
want
can
a
say that I
reaction.
did this.
Okay,
But-
your attitude implies that you have some sort of goal,
Yeah, I don't know
which
what
I
the
have
goal is.
asked for.
Well-
And you have not said other than I want to talk to him, which
Could
to
that not be
me
my goal?
doesn't make any sense why you're doing it the way you're doing it.
There-
Well,
there-
I
there's
can
a
tell you.
videotaped confession, but
I can tell you what my goal is not. So if you think it's to get a videotape confession, well, we already have that. If my end game was just to basically screw him over, I mean,
Okay,
all it
so are
took
you
was-
here to rehabilitate him?
look, I think there are some people that go ahead.
That's not what I asked.
I'm about to answer that question for you. I think there are some people that go ahead and go kids and go and all of that stuff. You know that exists, right?
Yeah,
sure. I know that
And then there's
exists.
people that, slip up and maybe need some help instead of trouble. So I think we
But
can all agree.
Who is? I see. I
someone
don't
like me, the
understand.
fact that I didn't just shut down the conversation with a 13-year-old
Let me
is the problem.
let me finish. Okay.
I'm fine with you going back
Yes,
inside.
I understand. I'm not. Okay, because I don't understand his goal.
It's just to
I
have
keep
a talk.
saying, okay, have a talk.
Then-
He's
then-
had the talk.
then-
Where does it go from
But
there?
it has.
Let me finish.
I'm sorry, sir. With all.
Are
of
you
these-
a counselor?
No, I'm not.
Are
any
you
of
a
that.
psycho not a, I don't mean psycho. I
Are
mean
you?
psychiatrist.
No, just kidding.
Psychiatrist.
No, I'm not a psychiatrist.
That, well, again, I'm
So what-
saying
I
to
like to sit on
myself,
couches, though,
you
but I'm not a
don't
psychiatrist.
you don't have any of these degrees to be offering help, which makes me wonder where you're going. If
wants
you
to know
said
what kind
if
of
you
person
said
I
to me,
am.
I'm a psychiatrist and this is wrong, and I'd like to advise your son on
Being safe in the future.
being safe.
Well, that's pretty much
being
all it
safe
is.
in the
That's pretty
future.
much all it is. Besides, I'm a psychiatrist part. Like, sir, look, I understand. I get. The main thing is the whole ambush thing. But the thing is, I'm from the mainland. I don't know
I
him
don't
personally.
care where you're from.
Right. So I came a long distance to have this conversation with him because
You're saying you flew from the mainland to here
that's correct.
just to have this conversation.
There's one other person I had to talk with too. So yes, and all the way in Kona. So basically, sir, like this is what I do, and you know, look.
Okay, when you say this is what I do,
Like I said,
again,
he
you're
runs some kind of job,
you're
some kind of YouTube channel.
implying that you're
These guys are out
working
here.
for somebody or
They're not.
something.
They're working for themselves. Like I said, there's
Sure.
other people that do this.
So you have the financial means to just fly around and talk to people.
Well, I mean, I do, but it's not from really this. Have you heard of B&O Lighting?
No.
Well, it's a pretty big company in Houston, and my uncle used to own that, and that's pretty much how I have the means to do that. Like a pretty big inheritance. We're pretty close.
Well,
So,
then you're fortunate to be able to do that.
well, you
But
live in
it's still-
Hawaii, sir. I
it-
mean, you're
there's-
fortunate.
there's-
Okay,
Hawaii
I got
tax.
yes,
There's
I'm
tax.
fortunate for living in Hawaii, but trust me when I tell you, we don't have any money.
No.
So
You know, I mean,
I
I don't have any
Look,
big inheritance, or
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't have any big retirement or anything like that.
Yeah.
if you're looking for remorse, you have genuine, honest remorse here. If you look for an understanding, I've tried to give you that. That was a very wrong thing to do. It was the wrong mindset, and the why I did it.
Let me tell you a secret.
Okay,
real quick.
you
If
keep that too.
Do you mind if like you don't listen to this real quick? Because I want to just talk to.
Yeah.
Can you just kind of come over here? I'm
No,
just
he can stay right
What do
where
you want
he's
to
at.
say?
Mind if I put my arm on
That's
you?
fine,
Is it
that's
okay?
fine.
So basically, well, I get these messages, which is it's sleeping, but
What's wrong?
I have some very very smart guys with technology
Yeah,
that they can track people like they do on Telegram.
that's fine.
So that's kind of what I wanted to do because if it was just about my message, then
Okay, you talking about my Telegram history? Yeah, I'm furry. I'm a f***ed up little furry.
right, but it's not if people have their fetishes like I got some fetishes you probably don't have to, right?
So I'm not sure what the issue is. So what what else?
So basically, it's not the fact that you're a furry dude. What each to their own, right?
Yeah.
Live and live, right? But it's more of the fact that some of this furry stuff has gone into some territories maybe you shouldn't have gone into.
Like, it's art though, right?
I'm talking about the pictures.
Yeah, like they're like art I've commissioned or art I've saved, things like that.
Like those art pictures of basically minors.
They're minors.
Well, like the hentai photos.
Oh yeah, that's
You
okay.
You remember that?
No,
right?
no, yeah. I should not have saved this.
Okay.
Okay.
And listen, Mike. I'm not talking about just art. I know art is how you dip your toes in the water, but dude, I know some of it. And
Well, if it's just photos, rather art. When I say art specifically, online art, that's just art.
sure,
And
I-
that's
I-
a weird fetish,
I-
but you don't let yourself go
I
any further.
get it.
So you're saying-
but the thing is, like,
Slippery slope.
well, the thing is, I know you don't produce these images. Okay.
Yeah.
I know you don't take part in these images.
Yes.
I know you probably wanted to come and record what was happening and share it.
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
But I know that with these messages here, and they reaffirmed what was on the Telegram account, that it wasn't always just art. Some images got pretty.
Well, that's just art though. It's even though it's images, it's just digital art, correct?
Well, it's images of real people.
None of that. The only images I have that are saved
Mhm.
are like pictures of people I've had over that are of a consenting age,
Mhm.
or girlfriends that have consented to those photos.
Mhm.
I don't have anything like that on my Telegram, as far as I'm aware. Really, no, seriously.
Mhm.
That's all just. It's either art. Some of that, yes, has strayed from the path, but any real
Straight
images,
from the past in what way? Children?
they look younger, but
Okay.
any actual photos of real people is all consenting adults, people that are 18 or older.
Well, here, Mike, we'll just step a little bit more this way. Okay, I'm not here to hurt him, sir.
I know.
Basically, I just want to say this so he, I don't want.
You
I don't want
did
to put anyone
already.
on.
Just
Okay.
keep going.
Okay. Look, yeah, you talk about what you saved, but it's easy to find the groups you were in, what you've received. Okay, not necessarily saved, but what you've received, what you've seen. Okay.
Some things have been wrong.
Yeah, and I'm not here to listen.
That's- yeah,
listen, you look me
yeah.
in the eyes. I'm not here to judge you, dude.
No.
Okay, because I'm a big dude.
Yeah. But you're
And-
not here to throw fists.
Right.
You're here to throw
I'm
minds.
not here to throw. Hey, I I gotta use that next. Hey, sir, I'm not here to throw fists. I'm here to throw lines.
Well, mines.
Mines?
Yeah.
Mines? Oh. Yeah, I'm here to throw mines. See that, sir? See this? I'm not here to throw it. I'm here to throw.
That's a good thing.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Not
That was.
asking you to
Yes.
be there.
Okay. So,
You want to see a correction from path? That's fine.
well, basically what I'm getting at is your path on Telegram. Because look,
It's a rabbit hole.
yeah, huge
And you
rabbit
don't
hole.
realize
Yeah.
where you're going until you're
Yeah.
there and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Now you can also see the duration. I've been in some of those groups where I go, okay, yep, you know what? Nope, I'm out. And I don't realize what's in there and I'm like, this is not okay.
yeah, because look, the cartoon shit. Would I personally get into cartoon stuff?
No.
Probably not. But would I cast stones on you for being into cartoon stuff? No, because it's digital art.
Yes.
But I'm not talking about the digital art. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
a few of the things that I've encountered that I should not have.
Okay, and
And you know what? You're right, absolutely right.
Okay, and I think
It has not been recent if you've paid attention.
Okay, sure, yes, and I know we're getting at like I know we're building like enough of a trust here.
A rapport, yes.
Can we just throw out the term child?
I don't.
Some of the stuff that's been off stray. I'm not saying you saved any of those images, but obviously.
I have encountered some
Okay.
that not
Okay.
by choice, and sometimes you can be dragged into groups.
That's what I'm saying. That's
I
what I'm trying to figure out.
I have been dragged into groups.
Uh-huh.
You notice I'm an admin for several large groups,
Uh-huh.
and some of those large groups have bots that come in and start sweeping people in, and unless
Okay.
you change your settings, you can be swept in and not realize it.
Okay.
So I have encountered some of those things. I did not stay. I did not want to participate or trade.
Okay. So basically.
I have encountered that on Telegram because it does exist and it's a rabbit hole.
Okay.
Not
so-
that I've sought it out or
Right,
saved it.
Right. So this is what I'm kind of trying to figure out. I see that, and like I said, I'm just the idiot that goes and talks. Oh, fuck, man. I'm just the idiot that
But
goes
you've
and.
got a whole team behind you that are
Yeah.
snooping for people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know how I got like the water boys, and they
Yes.
the people I would shove into lockers in high school. They helped me
Yeah.
out with this. So, but basically, we have records of you being in groups with child on Telegram.
Not for any lengthy duration, but I have been dragged into those groups and I left and said nope,
Okay.
and I reported those groups.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, did you join those groups? Did you get dragged into it? What
I
happened?
got dragged into those
Okay.
groups and I said, what is going on here?
Uh-huh.
Because it happens when you're at work. You check your phone, you go, oh God, what is this new group? And then you leave and then you report that group because that is not okay to be sharing that content.
Who would drag you into that stuff?
Bots.
Bots?
Literally, like guys that create accounts,
Uh-huh.
they join large groups and then immediately start scrolling through the user list and start dragging people into groups.
Okay.
That is their singular purpose.
Okay.
Or they drop a link and you're like, oh, what's this new group? And you're like, oh, nope.
Okay. So
And-
so basically, like, it's happened where you've been like, and that's what I'm saying.
Unintentionally, like you can be dragged into groups just
Sure.
by having a huge user list.
Uh-huh.
And they create these groups in order to get others like, oh, I didn't know I was into this, now I am, and now you have a new user of that group
Sure.
that can contribute.
Right.
So that's the goal.
Right. So basically, like, I'm just trying to figure out, because I've seen this was not just one group. This was multiple groups that you found yourself in.
It was only the one that I got dragged into that was horrible.
Uh-huh.
What other?
Well, like if you said that you've been into some groups and you saw that stuff and you left, I mean, give me a ballpark number. How many groups that was? Two.
Yeah, one guy I got dragged into, and one there was a link
Mhm.
that they dropped in the chat that got deleted almost immediately, and I was
Okay.
like, what is this? And that was not a good rabbit hole to go down.
Was that link also on Telegram? Was that link
Yes.
like on Instagram?
That was on Telegram.
On Telegram. Okay. Okay. So you talk about this was horrible, and look, there are people. Okay.
There's some people who do some really sick things, and I'm not.
Right.
I do not condone.
Uh-huh.
And that's I say. There's that joke some comedians make where not everyone's a. There's such things as ebifiable.
Sure. Yeah.
I fall into that last group. I'm into late stage teenagers,
Mhm.
17, 18, 19.
Sure.
That's my thing. And anybody else that's an actual is no bueno.
Right.
No consent can be happening. They don't understand what's going on.
Right.
That's fine.
Right, and basically, like, obviously, you've heard of the drug cartels. Like, obviously, you should know
Yes.
what drug cartels.
They exist.
There's the kingpins
Mhm.
that probably look like him over there.
Yeah.
No, just kidding,
Yeah.
sir. There's the kingpins.
Yes.
And then there's the low levels.
Yes.
And when it comes to the drug cartel of child, I think there's some kingpins you probably come across, but you're like you're a guy that's been sucked into it by them.
And I'm not interested in continuing.
Mhm.
I absolutely not. I do not want to be a part of that group at all.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
If you're looking to scare me straight,
Well,
project success, but
So
it's not something I should be looking for. It's not something I should be entertaining in any way, shape, or form.
Right. But here's kind of my
Like, I
hang
get
up
it.
on
You,
that.
you have the messages.
Yes,
And
yes,
in the
but-
moment,
right.
I was, like I said, thinking with my.
Uh-huh.
Your brain changes when you're in that mode, and you're thinking back to a time long lost.
But here's kind of my hang up with what I'm being told. So basically, you know, here you are.
Entertaining the idea and going back and forth.
Yes,
You're right.
entertaining this
And
idea.
trading ideas and considering it and
Yes.
going, something's wrong with this. Something in the back of my head going, you know what? I should not be doing this. I should not be entertaining this.
Right.
This is not okay.
No, I think you just got a little bit carried away.
Yeah, I got carried away in the moment, realized how wrong the whole situation was, realized it was immoral, and said, you know what? No, I'm backing out. And that's why I aborted. I said nothing, just said goodbye, deleted everything.
So here's my hang up. Here's my hang up on, you know, and like I said, okay, you're not the one producing these images. You're not the one that would ever actually harm a kid, okay?
Or share images with it.
Right,
So
you-
what's the issue?
Right.
So what's the hang up?
Okay. You said you would never share images with a kid, or
I wouldn't share images of kids.
okay.
I
So-
know I asked for images, and
Okay.
considering the type of chat we were in, I would be unable to forward or save them. I don't know how to get past that, and I can only see it on my phone. So therefore, I genuinely have no clue. You know,
Wait, considering the type of chat you were, what do you mean?
like I set up the type of chat wasn't just a regular Telegram chat.
Uh-huh.
It was a secret chat.
Okay.
So no images could be saved, and I was like, if I'm going to talk to them, I don't want to save anything. I don't want to have anything to do with this. And I realized, you know what? I shouldn't even have to go this far. I shouldn't be doing this at all. And I snapped out of it and went, no, this is not okay. I need to stop.
So yes, so yeah, you're right. So what my hang up was, you willing to show me you are in underwear. So that's the time we have on record, as
Yeah.
of yesterday, of you trying to seek child.
Horny in the moment. That's it.
horny in the moment.
That's
Okay.
literally it. I've never talked to anyone else
Okay.
on Grindr like that
Uh-huh.
that has been underage. And the one other time a 15-year-old approached me, I immediately blocked them and reported the account.
Was this on Grindr?
Yes.
Okay.
I have had one other person approach me. I blocked them and said, nope, that's not okay.
Okay. So
And you don't see those kind of things?
oh, will people block?
Yeah. When
Oh.
well, okay, here's
Yeah.
what I'm asking.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I understand you have
Proof.
a encounter.
Yes,
To
sir.
put it. Okay. So if what he's saying is true, and the reason I say this, and this may sound stupid because I'm not anywhere near, but you don't want to know how I feel about it. But I have received stuff on my computer
Yeah.
that I did not ask for.
Like child stuff?
Stuff that I'm not sure which way it went.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Meaning, okay, did it, the reason I say that is, did it look to me like child? Yes.
Okay.
But they said they were 18, and you got an 18-year-old that looks the part to suck in other people.
Right.
When I see that, obviously, I get rid of it right away. But I have seen stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And with your ability to track, like
Yeah.
he's saying, doesn't your ability also, or doesn't your history also say, okay, here's another situation. Oh, he went out. Oh, he not only did he block it, he reported it. Like
That's
he's
it'd be a
saying.
different account. Unless they're running those accounts, they can't see that. They can't track all of Grindr's.
I'm just asking because it,
No,
it's-
that's a fair question.
there's
but
some stuff out there that's really weird, and
Yeah, you're
I like
You're-
kids. Okay?
Right, right. So-
but
You're
not
right in the moment.
kids.
Right.
I asked for it. I shouldn't have.
Okay.
And like I said, it was a really f***ing dumb day.
Yeah, yes. So this is kind of my hang up, Mike. So is your name Mike too, by the way?
No.
No. Okay. So you're not like a junior.
No.
Okay.
No, he's not a kid.
All right. You guys are like buddy though. You're like best
Well,
friend.
it's you know
We live together.
I'm old. He's young. We work together here very
What
nicely.
brought you guys to Hawaii? Just curious.
It's a place he wanted to retire to.
Okay.
My brother lived here. My mother came out here and lived for a little while. She moved back with me and then died of lung cancer after a year and a half later.
Sorry to hear that.
So
My brother invited me out to help him build a deck, sort of as a, you need to get out of that situation for a couple of days and forget about it.
Mhm.
So I came out here to help him build a deck, and after
must be tough having to switch between.
3 days after I was here, I said, I'm gonna move here. You know, because I really liked it, and there are advantages and disadvantages to living here. But one advantage is my hands don't get cold when it's under 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Which is something that happened, you know, over time. Anyway,
like, oh,
that's why I moved here, and then he moved here.
So
Got it.
what
Okay.
what would you like to wrap up with?
Well, this
And I don't know what
Yeah.
you plan to do with all of this.
Mhm.
I assume you're going to post it online somewhere.
Dude, there's some
That
people
would be bad.
Yes, I know.
There's some people that deserve to be posted online, and then there's others that, you know, maybe need a figurative.
Laugh
I
upside the
understand.
head.
Yes.
Yes. And
So-
I hope I fall into the latter category. I don't know what I can say to convince you. You have my history. You realize I have seen some things that not everyone has seen.
Mhm.
I have participated in things that I may or may not have done or should have done.
Okay.
And
So-
I agree that I need to get off this path quick.
Let me stop you right there, man. Right. So you want to show me your hard
Yes,
underwear?
I
So
know.
I know this wasn't the first time you were trying to look for child. You weren't on Telegram just running into it for however many years, and then you just decided yesterday's the first time I'm going to
Yesterday?
This happened yesterday,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
So you flew out here from yesterday?
Yeah. This is what they
You
do.
flew in today?
No. We were here yesterday, but we basically got wind of his Telegram account, knew that knew that you have a grinder,
Yes.
and
Started digging.
Basically, toss it up in the air and see, basically
falls down.
put the meat in front of the dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Well, I guess in your case, literally, because you're a furry, but put the meat in front of the dog and just kind of, you know what I'm saying?
It almost sounds like you're telling me that you set him up to talk to somebody.
Yeah, that's what they do. They pretend to be somebody, and that's the idea.
But the thing is, we're not reaching out first. We don't make any indication that we want to talk. We just kind of.
But you just said you did.
Well,
You just said-
sir. Well,
you
listen, sir.
misunderstand.
I
Yeah,
misunderstood.
Yes. What they're saying is they make an account and just let it sit there.
Right.
Let people message them, and then they immediately go, oh, by the way, I'm underage. Do you want to continue this?
Right.
And I was stupid enough to say yes.
Right. So.
In the moment, I was dumb enough to say yes.
So
Okay.
basically, put it this way, sir. We didn't come only for him. We came for a guy in Kona. Okay, that was the main guy we came for.
Yeah.
But basically, whether he messaged us or not, we still would have came to the door asking about Telegram, because that's really the main thing. Okay.
If we never had the conversation on Telegram, you probably wouldn't have found it. I don't think you wouldn't have gone looking for it. If I had never messaged you, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, we just kind of know our stuff. But
Yeah.
look, so this is kind of my hang-up, man. So I know yesterday wasn't your first time trying to seek child on Telegram. I mean, we can call that.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can both call that bullshit. And I don't fault you for not being 100% truthful, because
Yeah.
if you were 100% truthful, you'd be a sociopath, I think. But so just let's kind of walk back a little bit. When's the first time you tried to actually seek out one of these child groups on Telegram, or seek out child on Telegram? Give me a ballpark year. How many years ago you think?
Handful of years ago.
Handful of years
And
ago.
I wasn't looking for children.
Sure.
Just to be super clear, I have no interest in child.
Right.
I'm looking for teenagers, late
Okay.
stage teenagers, 17, 16, right in there.
But eventually went to children, so that's
No, it didn't. That's what you end up finding.
Yes.
That's not what I was looking for.
Okay.
To be perfectly clear, because those groups are a lot sicker than.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm
I
interested
know
in.
there's
That's
levels. I know
not
there's-
what I'm interested
yeah.
in at all. And I do not condone any of that. I do not support any of that. I think they are sick. And you can say I'm a sick too, but I genuinely have no interest in young children in any way, shape, or form. Okay, I only am interested in teenagers.
Okay. But teenagers, I'm not talking about just 17, 16.
Well, I
Like,
know
what-
you're not talking about
Yes,
it,
I know.
but that's
And I
what
know
he
you-
says
I
he's
know-
looking for.
I got wrapped up,
Right.
and I told myself, is this the hard line I want to draw? And I decided, you know what? No, this is not okay. That's why I backed out.
Right.
I realized how
Right.
wrong on the path I was,
Right, but-
and said, like, if they were 16 or 17, it'd be a different story.
Right.
Age of consent, they're all just about adults. Fine.
What's the age of consent here?
16.
Okay. But basically what I'm getting at is, just like, my point is, this isn't the first time you got carried away with something under the age of consent on Telegram.
Yes.
Okay. So, look, I know you don't seek out. Look, there's teenagers that are underage and there's children. Okay.
Yes.
I know
you could respect that.
Yes, absolutely. I know there's teenagers that are underage, and if you've seen these groups before, they'd all be calling you, oh, you're sick for anything. Even if you were going after an 18-year-old, they'd call you sick for the age. I get it, dude. I mean, we're human beings, but my point is, yes, I know you like 16, 17, and I know you've seeked that out on Telegram before, but my point is, there have been times where you've been sucked into groups with actual children being posted,
and that's not okay. And I did not want anything to do with that. I was not in those groups for any lengthy duration.
Okay.
I was not interested in that, and I would not condone that.
How long were you in those groups for?
A day or two tops.
A day or two tops. Okay. So what that tells me is, look, there's what, if you're not gonna tell me your name, I'm just gonna call you Big Kahuna.
Bob.
So okay, all right. There's what Big Kahuna Bob did over there, where
Yes.
he received.
You deleted it immediately, and I entertained
Right.
it, and I should know.
Right.
You're absolutely right.
So my point is, like, you've entertained child before.
I-
Like, I'm not saying like, okay, child 16, 17. Like, okay, yeah,
Like,
technically it is. I get it, but like,
anywhere in between, I know. I understand what you're saying. That
Right.
there's, I have seen things that are younger, and I should have
Right.
acted more
Right.
quickly, and I was not being rational.
how young do you think those photos were, if you had to guess?
God, I have no idea. They range. I have seen very sick things posted. I have seen toddlers. I have seen
Okay.
very young children. I have seen some very gross things,
Are-
and I need to report those on site.
Was that like toddler?
I don't even want to talk about it. It was sick.
Well,
It was sick.
dude. Obviously you've seen it. Obviously, I've heard about this too many times. I'm not here to
There
judge
have been
you.
there
Just
have been some
spit it
very
out.
sick depictions of children, anywhere from toddler up to teenagers.
Okay, and these were in the groups that you were in?
In various facets, yes.
Okay.
For very, like I said, short periods of time.
Yes, a day or
and that's
two.
not what I'm looking for.
I
And
get it.
I'm hoping that other things are posted, but
Okay.
when I realized that's what those groups were only about, I said, nope, this is not what I want to be a part of. I do not want to save this, distribute this. I do not
Yeah.
want to be there.
Right. So when you realize that's what those groups are only about. So basically, and correct me if I'm wrong. So
Yes.
basically, and look, dude. Obviously you f***ed up. I'm
Yes.
not here to judge you for it, but you're in these groups. Obviously, what's they're about. So that took a lot of scrolling to do. A lot of stuff you've probably seen to see what it was about.
Sometimes I post quickly. Sometimes it only took a handful of images.
Okay.
And I would not keep looking. And I
Okay.
have it set to not auto-download either.
Okay.
Because I don't want that. I don't want that in my cache either.
Okay. So it would take you basically.
Like a day or two to suss out, okay, what is this group about?
Right, but
And then I realize, okay, that's wrong.
but my point is when you
Yes,
only
I'm
show me you
seeking-
hard in your underwear. That's so that tells me
I've
that's not the
sought it
first-
out. Yes, I've sought it out before. Like I said, throughout the years,
Okay.
you get that itch.
To look at like young.
No. You get the itch to look for anything like 15, 16, 17.
Okay.
That you can't just find on regular porn sites.
Sure.
And you go looking and you find things you don't want to find.
Okay.
Because when you go looking for it, you can find it. And I don't stick around. I don't save it. I don't want anything to do with it.
Okay. But my point is like that isn't the first time you sought out
You're
something
correct.
that's 13.
No, that's the first time I've had somebody who's 13 that I went anywhere near that far with.
Yes, I get that. But that isn't the first time you saw an image of like someone that would be 13. Like my point is.
I'm not see, that's the problem is you're not understanding. I'm not seeking that out.
Uh-huh.
You can't. There's not like groups that are called like 15 plus.
Yeah, I
only.
know. I get that.
It's random groups, random people I don't have any associations with that start posting crap, and you go, okay, no, and then you realize, okay, they're not posting anything I'm comfortable with. I'm out.
Right. But my point is like how many? Okay. So you said 2 groups, but then you said this sort of a few years ago. How many
Yeah.
groups do you think it really was that had that crap where you're like,
Recently?
no, I'm out?
Yeah, like 2 or 3. I've not found them any Telegram groups.
Okay. So where do you find the images of like the 15, 16, 7-year-olds?
I
Or
haven't-
17-year-olds?
Haven't really been that successful on those either. Seriously.
Okay. So basically,
Like, I really haven't. I really have not been that successful.
Okay.
I have found some. Twitter.
Twitter.
A random crap on Twitter. One of the guys on Grindr said, "Oh, check Twitter,"
Okay.
and I maybe found some guys that looked young, but I couldn't confirm.
So was this all? Excuse me. Is this? I'm just curious. Like again, I don't. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. I don't care. But was this all like? Basically, we're trying to seek out only pictures of like boys, or only pictures of girls, or was it
Only
a combination?
guys.
Only guys. Okay.
Only guys.
No, that's fine. So that's So that's kind of my thing, then. I know furries and anime stuff. I know that dips into younger, okay?
Yeah.
I know that's the culture of it, all right? You didn't make the culture. Shit, you know. Your
But
eyes
you-
are round like mine, okay?
Yeah.
You didn't make the culture. But, you know, obviously, you got sucked into that culture.
And you start sliding.
And you start sliding, okay?
And I need to be cognizant of that, and I need
Okay.
to not let that happen in the future. I
Okay.
need to pull out entirely and stop looking at that stuff, and stop saving, and even the drawings or art, and not participate in that.
Again, Mike, I'm gonna ask you again to
What you
just
like.
be completely honest
Yes.
here, okay? All right. So I know you've tried to seek out these pictures of 15, 16, 17, okay?
Okay.
So that kind of contradicts with you saying that you've only been sucked into child groups.
You're right.
So how many child groups do you think you've actually seeked out before?
That I've sought out
Yes.
versus sought out versus found. That's the question, because you can look and look and look and find nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I've sought and looked and only found 2 or 3 groups, seriously.
Okay.
And one of the, like I said, I have gotten sucked in,
Okay.
and that's fine.
So
But seriously.
So give me how many times that you, and thank you for being a grammar Nazi. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Because it matters. In this very
It
important
does.
context,
Yes,
it's very,
I think yes,
English
you're
is a very
right.
precise language,
Yes,
and
yes.
I am not some dude looking to 10-year-olds.
No,
Under
absolutely.
any circumstances.
Absolutely. So how many times do you think you sought out these Telegram groups? You said 2 to 3.
2 or 3 that I've found. How many times have I looked? A dozen.
A dozen?
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe over the years, not something that happens often, but you get an itch
Okay.
to look for like teenagers right on that cusp.
What,
And
what specifically did you type in when you were looking? If you
I'm
could,
sure you have search results.
I want to
Yeah,
ask you a
what do you gonna have?
question
Then
here.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm totally.
did you just look up underage or?
Hang on a minute. I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, with the way, huh? No, they're fine. He's probably on the script. It's possible. What I don't understand is, are you looking for him to tell you?
What you already know?
No. Let me finish. The places that he's looked, you understand his search parameters,
Sure.
but not computer literal.
Mm-hmm.
You have a search. Your parameters are this much of the search, and you see all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Which is when he sees that other stuff, then he gets out of it because he's looking for this, but this
Overlaps with all of it.
invites,
Yes.
overlaps, or whatever. So do you have him in all of these groups with your paperwork? Or are you asking him,
Essentially.
wait, or are you asking him, okay, we're defining this, I understand what you're saying you do, I understand
What the
as the
searches
nature
are,
of the
yes.
beast, this is there, and yes, you overstepped in the one thing.
Well, so
But
what? Oh, go
I
ahead.
am looking,
What are you trying to
I'm
establish
you.
from what you
Are
already
you
know?
trying to get the site so that you can further delve into this sick mess? Or are you only trying to work with Michael so that he
corrects myself and stops looking at this
I was
stuff?
going to say does a better job of doing his hunting,
No.
because the hunting
Don't
is
should be
his
hunting at all.
Well, I don't.
I agree.
I don't know. You know, I'm probably saying it wrong, but you probably understand what
I get
I'm
what
trying
you're-
to
yes,
say.
I get what you're
You know, are
saying.
you?
I don't
You know,
know.
I
If you already have all the
with the
information.
questions you have,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you're 100% focused on Michael and what he did that was wrong. And there's no
It's
no
wrong, yeah.
argument.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
In
So-
that kind of stuff, that shouldn't be there.
It boils down to what
Or
you
are
already
you
know.
looking for, hey, this is where I went, so that you can then go in there to find more. Which is it I mean, are you looking for both? Are you just looking for him?
Right. So there can be a number of things. So of course, you know, obviously this is someone that's been sucked into shit, or maybe rarely sought it out. And then there's, you know, I wish I knew the address of who was sending these images and who was the leader of these groups,
Because I don't participate.
Right.
That's what like if I could give you information, say, hey, here's the Telegram user you want to talk to. He's the king of this stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you'd love that. You would love that. But unfortunately, I really don't. I'm really not, like, my toes are in. I am not fully diving in, like, participating regularly, trading images, distributing, all that, which is what you're looking for.
Right, so participating regularly.
Yes,
so
which I am not.
So how many times do you think you participated?
Over the years?
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing to contribute.
Okay.
So
participated even as in...
like, viewing?
Yes.
If...
And
Like I said, the handful of times,
yeah.
like, a couple of days for the handful of groups I've been in.
Okay. So...
And I haven't, like I said, I do not post anything because I don't have anything to post.
Right. So there's those people that of course do post things in there, and there's people that
Are generating it.
Sure, of course. And so basically, were you viewing these? Because if it was truly, and I don't doubt that your conscience got to you, just like with this.
Yes.
I don't doubt your conscience got to you, and you were like, okay, I gotta leave. But if your conscience got to you immediately, you would have left immediately. So,
I said it took a minute to wake up and realize what I was doing was wrong because you're sucked in the moment.
Okay.
You tunnel vision.
So did you get carried away to actual child before of children, not 15, 16,
No,
17?
not that I've saved. I have seen it.
No.
I misunderstand.
I'm not talking about saved. I'm talking about
Like real life incidents.
No. I'm talking about you're looking through these images. Maybe you get kind of curious.
No.
Okay.
I see them. I am revolted, and
but
move on.
basically, if this took a day to leave, there wasn't. Oh, gross. Okay, gross. You weren't doing this for 24 hours.
No.
There was some curiosity there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So-
I'm curious because I'm looking for that specific content. I'm not seeing it, and I'm like, these guys are all sickos, messing around with children, or, God forbid, younger than that. And I am not interested in that.
So
That's
you're
not what I want to
looking
be a part
for
of.
15, 16, 17.
I'm looking only for that. I have no interest. I do not get aroused. I am not curious about that. Yes, I know he was 13.
Right, but
and
basically
I had entertained the idea like he's still a teenager, but no, this is not okay.
Right, but basically this was you getting aroused because I have a message here that says I'm hard at work right now. I have my hand at work, and this is to a 13-year-old.
Yeah, and that's
You remember saying that?
figurative, not literal.
Right, but
It was not literally hard at work because I'm at work doing work.
Right, but
Yes,
but obviously it was enough to get you in the mood in a way.
I had considered it. Like I said, you're right. I entertain the idea. You're absolutely right. And that's when I realized I am backing off because this is wrong, and it's not okay.
Okay.
That's why I realized this is completely wrong. I should not let myself go any deeper into this. I should not let myself cross that line because that is a line no one should cross.
Okay. So what admins are you groups of? Or what groups are you admin of?
I'm not comfortable telling you that.
Okay, is it furry groups?
Yes.
Okay.
And I cannot, and I don't want to compromise my position
Okay.
because I
Don't give me the group name. I'm not asking for that.
you can find it yourself, I'm sure, and you can.
I mean, they said you're the owner of this group. I mean,
I don't own any of the groups. I'm just admin on a handful, and they're all furry groups, yes.
Okay.
And I'm sure with all of your techno guys, you could send the screenshots,
Yeah.
and you guys could completely obliterate me on Telegram, and I would lose all of my friends. I'm fully aware that you have more than that capacity, and there's nothing I can do at this point.
Okay, but I'm not here to do that, man. So basically, look, these how many groups are you an admin of? Furry groups?
Half a dozen.
Half a dozen? Okay. It's a really fancy way to say 6.
Just half a dozen.
You guys both just have a way with words. Both of you are just some eloquent Midwesterners.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So,
Different.
yeah, God. Okay. So, you're in half a dozen furry groups. Okay. So, what I'm curious about, your Grindr profile says, I don't own any dogs. Does anybody have dogs?
Yeah, I love hanging out with dogs. Like, I do not condone that. I do not think that's okay. I just love hanging out with a dude and then having be able to hang out with his dog after. Like, that's legit it. Honest to God.
Okay.
So I am not a zoo.
Okay.
My aunt owned horses.
Right.
I loved hanging out with her horses.
Uh-huh.
Never done anything with animals.
Okay.
So
But, you're in these furry groups,
Yes.
and furries of animals.
it's anthropomorphic, but there's a lot of zoo overlap.
Where'd you go to college?
Here.
I don't know where you're getting this grammar from, but okay, yes.
Yes. There is a lot of overlap. There's a lot of zoo. I don't condone them.
Okay, but they're in your groups.
Oh, I don't know any specific zoos.
Mhm.
One or two have admitted me that they're zoos, but
Okay.
I have not participated.
Okay.
I have not done any of that.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. What subjects are we focusing on here?
So yes, okay. So with the furry stuff, I mean,
Yes.
look, again, remember we talked about the furry culture and the anime culture earlier.
Oh yeah, dip your toes in. People try to expose me to it, and I'm not interested.
Okay. So
And to be honest, my neighbor had half a dozen various dogs.
uh,
never had any temptation. They loved me.
Okay.
They loved me a lot more than her before she moved out. But I've never done anything to them. I have no intimation or inclination of doing anything to them. So I know there's overlap, and it's more than people realize in that community. But that is not something I am interested in. That's not something I've participated in. I have cats. I don't love my cats. So.
Well, I mean, you are gay. I mean, I can't imagine you touching. But I mean, just kidding. Okay, but basically, so look, basically, I know the culture. Yeah, there are
Yes.
in that furry, and you know, it's a lot. It's like basically, you
So
know,
what's your end game here?
You know, it's like you live in the hood.
Yes.
You know, you're on O Block. You're not part of a gang, but you're surrounded by gang members,
Yes. And you don't want to get sucked in, so
Right.
you have to be vigilant.
Right. So my question is, how many of these people either posted animal or child in those groups you're admin in, and what did you do if they did?
Oh, we've had people post zoo in a couple of the groups, and it's immediately deleted, and that
Okay.
user is banned.
Okay, so they post, was it animal and kid?
No, just zoo stuff.
What like what?
I don't know, dog, horses' asses. They post in real life pictures of dogs or horses or whatever, and it immediately gets deleted and the user banned. No
Okay.
questions asked.
Okay, so how many times did, you know, and I'm not saying you invited these people.
I don't invite them in. They randomly
Sure,
join. It's a huge group.
Sure.
And they don't talk to me. They post their pictures thinking they're going to recruit other zoos. We kick them and ban them and delete their photos immediately.
So how many times did somebody come into your groups and, you know, post like maybe kids with animals or
No,
like
that has never happened.
Okay. What about just regular child?
We've had a couple people post links or drag people in,
Uh-huh.
and they get banned immediately, or the users should be reporting and leaving those groups immediately.
So did people come in and post links to child groups?
It's like group links, yeah.
Okay.
And that link gets deleted.
Okay. How did you know those groups indicated child?
Because you click on the link to go say, okay, what are you posting? And you're
Okay.
like, oh, that's what this is. Deleted the link.
Okay. So basically, you know, this is an ad. You're an admin in this group. Someone comes in that you don't know. You invite. They post a link. You click on that link. You see it's child. You leave. Then you kick that link out of your group. Is that what? Is that?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
that's the procedure. We'll
Okay.
delete the link and kick and ban the user and federate the ban for all the other groups they're in.
Okay, so is this basically, so is what I described like some unknown stranger comes in, they put a
Yes.
link to child, you see it's child, you leave, then you kick them out.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many times do you think someone's put a link to child groups?
The ones we have a large network of groups. I am not in all of them.
In your
I can
groups.
and only the groups I admin in.
Yeah.
One group has had a link posted twice.
Okay.
And we've had random bots come in and start sweeping users into those groups without posting a link, because they don't have to do that. They can just invite via user groups.
I had that with like crypto and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've got crypto groups. I've had that happen to me too.
Oh, so much
and I'm
similar.
like, this is garbage. So yes,
Yeah.
that has happened. The links have only happened a couple of times. As for sweeping, another 2 or 3 times tops. And I have not always been swept up in those groups. I
Okay.
hear about it through the admin channels.
So what type of, because you know, and I'm just using the technical term here. I don't think a 15-year-old a child, but you say these people post a child. So was this in you know, links to child groups? Was this child 15, 16, 17, or was it like kids, toddlers, stuff like that?
And more a group A than group B. Or sorry, more a group B than group A.
So
and that's why I'm like, nope, not interested.
okay. So people have basically posted like links to toddler groups. Like in you know, I know you got rid of it, but they posted links to toddler groups.
Yeah, technically.
Okay.
That has happened, and
Okay.
that's Telegram. Because
Yeah.
when you have an open group to invite and you have
Right.
group searches,
Uh-huh.
things like that, it's very easy to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you find users with 500 members, 1,000 members. It's a lot of eyes on a link before it gets deleted.
Sure.
So I'm not sure what you want here.
I'm just curious. Like,
I know, I'm the same way,
Yeah.
because it feels to me,
Like you're looking
there are
for
two,
me. Yeah.
there are two things here, okay, that I see.
yeah.
One is, obviously, he made a mistake.
Sure.
Let's set that aside for a minute. Now that you're talking with him, he's made a mistake and you're finding out about this other stuff. Are you talking to him about this other stuff to where your end game is going to be, I'm going to give you my email, and when these links appear, I
Report it
don't
to
know
me.
whether you said this or not,
Yeah.
but when these links appear, and now I know what they are, I'm going to send you the link so that you can delve into this stuff and investigate yes,
You're
we're
looking to
deleting
recruit
it,
me
but I'm
so you
sending
can
you
try to
the
find
link.
pins because I have no interest in any of that. I don't want to be a part of these groups.
Right. So
Like, yes, I have.
I'm just saying, is that what you're asking?
basically, ideally, it would be nice to flip this around and have you help me. You know what I mean? And
I can
not
try.
just help me help children. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's right when children are obviously
Right.
and all those other horrible things. There are kids that are not you, but actual teenagers
Yeah.
that are just out there seeking attention from adults when they shouldn't be.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, it takes two to tango.
And I can try to help you if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, they do
If
not come
that
very often.
is-
I have been in these groups for years. I've seen 2 links. That's it. Honest to God.
Okay.
And outside of some of my own searches where I have come into contact with these groups when I
Well,
shouldn't
even
have.
that would help, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want to go looking for it.
Yeah.
No,
I want to get
no,
the.
no,
I want
that's
to. I
not-
want to get the.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not what I'm saying. I'm not saying
I
that
don't-
he needs to look for it, but in his
Yes. I don't.
whatever you want to call it, if he's seeing someone
Yes.
like that,
So I'm not sure what you
is
want.
that
from me.
what you're after?
Would you like help?
Right. So.
'Cause-
Yeah, I would love it. I mean,
How do you view me? Do you view me as somebody that should be locked up in jail and have everything torched?
no, I don't.
Thank you.
I don't.
Okay.
Do I view you as somebody that?
Needs help? Probably. I should see a therapist.
I think it's.
I could agree with that.
Okay.
Like I said, I know I'm an. That is where I want.
A what?
And it
I don't know what that is.
was preteen is like 12 to 13. Was like 14 and onwards. That's
I
why
would
I
have never known any of those.
When you're somebody that's looking for this kind of stuff, it's good to know the
Yeah,
definitions.
yeah.
And there's a reason that exists.
Yeah.
Because just calling everyone a pedophile for looking
Right.
for
It's a pretty broad term for something that's not broad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because like, oh, you know, R. Kelly isn't a he's
Right.
but you can't say that to somebody without them thinking you're a
Right.
because
Right.
those definitions and distinctions exist for a reason, and it's important in a variety of contexts and things like that.
Well, we're in 2023. We have a lot of idiots.
Yes.
But
Yes.
okay, so this is. I'm just curious about this. So on Grindr, you mentioned there was a hookup. You said how. We said how old was he? He says I can offer a lot of experience at like 16. So what happened with that?
Yeah, there was one 16-year-old that
Okay.
contacted me and wanted to meet up. He was off in the Lani Estates. We met.
Okay.
Didn't really go anywhere. He was shy. I didn't push the issue. We hung out for about an hour. I didn't take any pictures. I didn't take any video, and I dropped him off. It was that simple.
Okay.
So like it just wasn't a good matchup, and 16's age of consent, so I wasn't that upset about it. So I'm like, whatever. You're looking for some experiences. I'm not going to sit there with somebody. But if you want to be taught, it's hard to find teenagers that know anything what they're doing.
Right. So what did you kind of teach him?
Nothing, because we ended up not doing anything.
Okay.
Because he ended up, like I said, he was way too shy, wasn't really into it, and I said, you know what? That's fine, dude. Clearly this isn't going to work. No big deal. I'll take you home.
Okay.
And I dropped him off. Didn't hear from him again. Blocked him on Grindr, and that was it.
Well, the thing is, you said it's normally seniors.
I've had seniors that are like, I'm 18, I'm a senior in high school,
Okay.
that I want to meet up. I'm 17, turning 18.
Okay, so
And
that's who you've had sex with.
Yes, I've had sex with a couple 17-year-olds
Okay.
turning 18.
Okay. Was this in Hawaii here or?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I have not. Like I said, in the mainland, I didn't have Grindr, didn't use Grindr.
Okay.
And at that point, you know, they'll tell you they're 18, and when you actually get hooking up with them, like, I'm actually 17. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's 1 year difference. It doesn't. At that point, to me, it's inconsequential.
Sure.
Because they're at that point where 17, 18.
Right. No, I get that. Okay. So here you ask, I'd love to meet up and like teach high school guys. Okay, cool. On every measure, I'll keep getting bigger for a few more years.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true. Like it's like some guys get really shy about their size, and I'm like, dude, you're not done growing in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's just like part of it is I like to teach
Uh-huh.
because like I would have loved to have a mentor for that kind of stuff
Right.
at like 16, 17, 18 because you don't know what you're doing.
Well,
And it can be really awkward.
of course, and the hormones are going, stuff like that. I mean, are there any like 16-year-olds that you've mentored before with this kind of stuff? No. 17-year-olds you've mentored? I mean, obviously, I guess.
Not through repeated meetups. Most of the time, if I meet up with a 17-year-old, which has happened a couple of times, we meet up once, their profile disappears and never hear from them again. I don't know if they blocked me. I don't know if they deleted Grindr. Some of them reappeared and said, sorry, I deleted Grindr.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, It isn't a repeat or often thing. A lot of times 18-year-olds aren't interested in me because I'm not a hot, toned white guy.
Well, you have this thing right here. Fresh.
Yeah, sugar daddy. And I've had so many ask me for money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm not buying you an iPhone. No, I'm not buying you weed. I've had people ask me for weed. I've had people ask me for other drugs. I've had people ask me just for straight up money. Nope. I will not do transactional. That is not what I'm into. If you're not interested in just the, I don't care. If you're looking to try and say, well, I'm 17 and super hot and a big, I want money for you to f me, I'd be like, go f yourself. I can find other people that are 18, 19, or 17 that are looking just for.
Sure. So basically, here and I kind of want to touch on this real quick. So, look, I've heard throughout the whole thing, and again, I know your dad's right here, so maybe it's not as much of a heart-to-heart as it could be because he's sitting right there, and your dad's here listening to us and stuff like that.
But I'm sure me and him are going to have a conversation afterwards.
Yeah. But
No, you can count on that.
yeah, so basically, man, look, the reason you blocked him isn't because of your conscience. The reason you blocked him is because he didn't send that photo fast enough of him outside. Of the door doing a little shaka. And we took that photo. We were about to send it, and then we saw your Telegram account was gone.
No, I said, you know what? This is wrong. That's seriously. I had a change of heart. I'm being totally transparent with you, dude. I had a change of heart. I realized
So
this is
before you
wrong.
sent it, he got off. Meaning
I deleted the whole
out
conversation.
of
Said,
the situation.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
honest to God, I decided, you know what? This is wrong. I should not be doing this. This is not worth risking anything over. This is not worth risking my life over.
Right. But, there's many times you said, I hope this isn't a setup. He's like, sending this photo. And then you pinged him a few times, just hurry up, send the photo. And we're like, okay, I am.
Yeah.
And
sure, it definitely smelled funny. At that point, it started to smell funny. And I'm like,
I know.
Either this kid is ready to, really?
Right.
Yeah.
So my point is, man, basically, like you mentioned earlier, the slippery slope.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where on Telegram, it's gotten younger and younger. It's gotten to the point where, 17-year-olds. But now here's with a 13-year-old,
and you're absolutely right. And that's why I need to take corrective action, seek help.
I mean, don't talk about each other off.
Yeah, of course you get explicit when you're talking shit like that. You're absolutely right. I was zoned in at the moment.
Yep. And I mean, here you say, like, I want to, boy, do I want to. And you say,
yeah,
just a weirdo who likes teenagers.
Yeah.
How mobile are you? So that's the thing. I mean, you wouldn't send a face pic unless it was on Telegram. And look, basically, I think yesterday you were just really carried away, and you were probably bored and horny, which gets the best of how many guys? Countless. Look, and just be honest, because obviously now we know with Telegram, we know I don't need this message. We can just have a heart-to-heart. Yeah. We know with Telegram.
That's what we were doing.
Yeah, I know, but now I don't need the messages. I don't need to like show this is what you actually said, But like now, look.
Got the best of me.
Right.
I had considered it, and then I said nope. This.
Right. But my thing is, I think you said screw this because we took too long to send the photo.
I don't think that really contributed. I think even if you'd sent the photo, I would have looked at it and said, you know what, this is wrong. I should not be doing this because he's 13. Even though I.
Oh well, I think you were saying this was wrong the whole time you were doing this, but I just think, like you said,
I was giving in to my for a minute, and I shouldn't have.
And I think and thank God it didn't happen, but I think that's what was going to happen. And like I said, I know you weren't planning on forcing yourself onto anybody. I know you weren't planning on anybody. Even in the messages where you were as carried away as can be, I never got the vibe from you, okay? But I got the vibe of someone that, like you said, maybe needs therapy, doesn't have the best self-control, and...
You're right.
And
I agree with you.
And
I agree with you.
Right.
And that changes need to be made.
Yeah.
And if you want to leave me your email, if I encounter that stuff, I can try to help you.
Yep.
Call it Ethan Stevens.
Yeah, but my point is, like, dude, damn right you were gonna go meet him if the picture wasn't there fast enough, or the picture was there fast enough. Damn right you were, man. Absolutely. I mean, come on. I know if it was a 10-year-old, I know you wouldn't have done it, but you were thinking 13.
This is why I told you to lock him into the room.
You were thinking 13. You weren't thinking he's a 10-year-old. You weren't thinking he's a kid. You were thinking he was a teenager.
Yes. And that would have been okay.
And a consenting teenager. Obviously,
I still knew it was wrong, and I shouldn't have, and I should have.
Right, but
stopped right away.
But what I think was going in your mind is that
you know, obviously if he stopped texting you and was like, dude, I don't want to come, you're weird, or I want you to come, you're weird, you would have stopped. But being that he was interested in it, and you know, obviously, if you're, you have that.
That falls in the very far end.
Right.
That was the logic. It falls in the very far end, maybe.
Okay.
But
falls in the far end of it, and it's somebody who's willing to learn. You mentioned in the messages, and you
Yes.
mentioned here you like to teach people, and I think that's what was going to happen. If he was willing, you would have went to talk. You would have went to teach him yesterday. I think that's what absolutely was going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that would have been wrong, and I should not
Okay.
have even entertained it. You're right. I shouldn't have even
Okay.
entertained the idea.
Okay. So,
And this is a good wake-up call.
right.
Really.
Okay.
And
So you think you were
You
probably
break anything?
so okay? So you think if he was consenting, you would have probably taught him some stuff. If he was cool with it.
Possibly.
Okay.
I still genuinely believe there's
Was
a
it-
part of me that would have backed out regardless.
Was it more just a kind of 50-50 or?
70-30, 30% I
So it's
should
more
go.
of just a possibility it could have happened.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
possible.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's not a, I'm 100% going to go no matter what. It was a, should I really be doing this?
Okay.
And that was the thought process. And I realized the answer is no.
Okay.
Duh.
So was it the picture taking too long that kind of got you thinking like, okay, this is kind of weird. I shouldn't be doing this.
No, it was the whole conversation. It was not the photo. The photo, I mean, they were sending photos. It took a couple minutes to send photos before, and I realized, no, this is messed up. I shouldn't be doing this. This isn't worth the risks.
Okay.
This isn't worth the risks.
So if you got the photo,
I may not have gone anyways.
Okay.
That was not a guarantee.
okay.
That would not have changed it to 100%. Let's go. It would have been a, is this really worth it?
Okay.
Is this really worth risking my whole life on a single sexual encounter?
So what do you think the chances were that you would have followed through?
Like I said, like 70-30.
Okay.
Less than a.
74.
Probably get rid of right now groups you should leave that have that crap in there. Now's the time to tell me if there is.
I don't
Why?
think so.
Oh,
I,
because
as for groups I should leave, I don't think I'm in any weird groups at the
Okay.
moment. I'm just in my regular groups. I haven't been in any weird groups.
basically, is there any images of child sitting somewhere on your phone or on an app that you should probably get rid of right now?
And one or two images that are questionable,
Questionable in what way?
meaning it's hard to tell if they're 18 or not. It's not, oh yeah, that's obviously a kid.
Right. But where'd you get those images from, if so?
I couldn't tell you because I honestly don't remember.
How long were they sitting on your phone for?
I'd have to go back and look, but they've been sitting there for a handful of months.
Okay.
Teenagers, you know, it's
Do you think you got it from Telegram? Or like, where else would you have viewed that photo besides Telegram? Facebook, Twitter, or?
yeah, Twitter maybe. Like I said, I've had questionable things sent to me via Twitter links.
Okay.
It's hard. It's not one of those. This is absolutely a kid. It's
Right.
They could be 18. They could be 17.
Okay. How many of those absolutely kid photos do you think you need to get rid of on your phone?
One or two.
Okay. And that's in your gallery or where?
Somewhere in my phone. I'd have to check.
Okay. Okay.
Why?
Basically, is it like off the app and on your phone, or on the app? Or like where would I? If I was, I'm not saying I'm going to go through your phone. But if I were to go through your phone, where would I find it?
Probably on Telegram.
Okay.
Not in a group,
Sure.
but in other places.
Okay. Who sent those to you?
I'd have to research that. Unless I manage to find a few of those photos in one of those groups.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be it. I don't have a large collection. I have 2, 3, 4 images that would be questionable enough to need to be deleted immediately.
Okay. But how many of those images do you think are absolutely children?
Define children. Under 18 or...
Basically, you can tell they're under 18. I'm not talking about a 16-year-old that looks like 18. I'm talking about how many of these images of someone look at that and just be like, it's a kid.
Well, okay, you.
Just curious.
I'm gonna
Two or
interrupt
three.
here a minute because
Okay.
in
That's it.
your conversation, he and I don't know the age of consent. But
16.
Yeah.
okay, if the age of consent is 16, then boy, I'd have been in trouble if it was 16.
Well, for child pornography, it's.
I didn't have any pictures, but I'm saying I'd have been in trouble at 16. But what I'm saying is, you're contradicting yourself in that you're saying, okay, if he's looking for the 16, 17, 18 that's in this group that you said, and that's not child porn.
You can be
If
construed
it's
as...
below that,
Well, no.
Yeah.
It counts. He's under 18. Age of consent is different from
I don't
Yeah.
know what.
child child is anything under 18. Age of consent can be 16. So if a 16-year-old sends you a, even though it's the age of consent, that is illegal. Having sex with them is not, but the it is. It's kind of
weird.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
Right,
that's how
right.
it works.
Well,
But
gotta
yes.
understand.
Yeah,
I'm
just
trying to. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to understand. Obviously, you
Yeah.
can see that this is something that I'm not very knowledgeable.
Yeah, of course. I think if you were knowledgeable about it, I mean, I think we'd have to kind of talk to you about it. You
Yeah.
know? But okay, so these photos are obviously kids. So what are they doing? I mean, obviously, kids is in
It's just
toddlers or 10
no,
or...
like 15, 16. Hard to tell if they're 18, but you could say, yeah, that's probably under 18. None of them are children.
Okay.
In any way, shape, or form, they are teenagers, and it's just selfies. That's it. No acts with anybody else. It's just selfies. I'm not looking for them interacting with adults.
Okay. Okay, so I'm talking about, like, okay, maybe not like full-blown child with an adult, but maybe just like a of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like a selfie.
Oh, so a new selfie
Yeah.
of them? Okay. So did they send that to you on Grindr? Okay, you think it was Telegram?
I either found it via Telegram or Twitter,
Okay.
and I can't honestly. I could research and see if I know if anyone sent me these images,
Yeah.
and I could email you their Telegram handles, and you can investigate.
Sure, absolutely. Let me give you my email.
Yeah, because that's. Yeah, I don't have some huge 10 gigabyte folder full of shit I shouldn't have.
Okay. Did you at one point?
No.
Okay. All right.
I have only ever collected a very
Fair
small
question.
handful of unique
Fair
images.
question.
Unique images of what?
Like I said, things you would technically under the law culture.
Okay. Okay, so how many images do you think were in? How many images do you think you had in your biggest collection at one point?
10 or 20.
10 or
a lot
20.
of times it's the same person with different selfies.
Okay.
And they're like, oh yeah, I'm 16, here's some cool selfies.
Okay.
And I found those way on the Tor way years ago that I don't use anymore.
Oh, it was on the dark web?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have not used Tor in, God, over a decade.
There's some.
You're
place that
31
is,
now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm kind of curious about too. I'm sorry, because we were in Oklahoma City the other day.
Yeah.
And as you can assume, this guy probably got arrested. He was an elementary school worker, so
Oh.
you can understand why we wanted him arrested. So he used the dark web Tor, and he said what he saw on Tor was some infant shit,
Oh, that's
horrific stuff. So can you kind of tell me what you saw on Tor too?
only teenagers.
Teenagers?
That's it.
Okay.
I never, there were, Tor had the advantage of disambiguation and being able to find very specific things.
Okay. So
And
these
I
were
never went looking for that, so I never found that.
right.
When this is over a decade ago, and I
Okay.
can't find that stuff anymore because I'm not in that sphere anymore.
Okay.
A lot of the places that I would go, like the Hidden Wiki, are now scrubbed clean, so I don't care anymore. I don't waste my time using it.
So was Tor, the Hidden Wiki, all of this stuff, was it all to look at like underage teenagers?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was it. That's why it's pretty much why anybody uses Tor.
Right.
Outside of people that are like super duper conscious about being anonymous.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So basically, you've had your toes tipped into what people would, what's
Some
defined.
sickos can do, and I
Right. What's
don't-
defined as child over 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to
like-
fill in the blanks from when you were 21 to when you were 31. What?
That's it. You're talking like occasional, and it's always been teenagers. It's always only ever been teenagers.
But you've been sucked into groups with toddlers and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have not been interested in that. I have not wanted to participate, and I find that abhorrent.
Okay.
That is not something I am a part of. That's not something I look for. But that is something I have unfortunately been exposed to
Okay. So when do you think this attraction started for you to like underage in general?
since I've always been a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Like myself as a teenager.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
So,
I just didn't really have words for it until
Uh-huh.
I realized, like, oh, there's a different distinction between a few.
So you just kind of notice the age gap started to grow as what
Yeah.
you like. So okay. All right.
It stayed the same. You know, it
Yeah.
didn't get younger.
Yeah.
Stayed the same, and
All right.
I don't know what I was thinking with that.
Well, yes. Can I give you my email so
Yes.
you can just don't text me any links. Don't
No.
send me child.
No.
Give me the usernames, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I can find that.
Interesting. You don't.
And you are
Well,
not.
I would think
I'm not
you
gonna get-
want the link.
No, I don't
And
want.
then
The,
you-
I don't want
well,
the links.
Okay. Because
So
I don't know where you're going.
I'm a
but
private citizen. He's a private citizen. We don't want him to distribute child. We don't want me to receive it. But
Yeah.
the usernames, that's a way we can get around that and find out what they're doing. You know.
So it's not like being a narc with drugs to where you
Need to have your
go
hands on it.
somebody and
Do
okay
a drug deal.
here,
right, but we can give
you know,
we
and
can
then
give- yeah.
because they know that you're the middleman.
Yes.
Yes, for a point in time.
Right,
I
like
have this, but
yes, like when we're decoying as the kid, and somebody that we're talking to says that, of course we turn it over to cops, and the cops are understanding, like, yeah, we didn't ask for this and stuff like that. But if I just go to you and say, send me this, that's something I can't do.
Yeah.
It's
They don't
just
have
like
the
with
authority.
anything else. If someone throws cocaine and you catch it in your hands, and you go to cops, you didn't ask for the cocaine, they just put it in your hands. So you play hot potato with it and give it to the cops.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a similar thing. So if you were to send me any of that stuff,
That's
I'd
that's
have
an
to
entirely
I'd
different
have to
story.
go to the cops because I can't hang on to that. You know, I'm not a cop. I'm a private
Well-
citizen. So
So I should
But
not. I
if
should
you-
not expect any subpoenas. I should not expect anybody knocking on my door.
well, that I don't have the power to do. So yeah, but just give me their username, specifically
Yes.
their
I
usernames.
think
Because
it's
if you do
usernames.
send me those links, I'm going to report you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I understand the difference.
Okay. All
I
right.
can help you out with that.
Okay. All right. Well, you know,
That's
thanks for having this
interesting.
talk. But
I assume
good?
is this going to
Okay,
go on
I
YouTube?
have one other thing for
Yeah,
you.
sure.
Okay. I
no,
think
I'm not going to go on YouTube.
I think you would be
Not shared with
received
HP.
better with a different T-shirt. Doesn't matter your politics.
I know we're
or
in
anything
Hawaii.
like
I
that.
know.
No, it's got nothing to do with Hawaii. That actually came from NASCAR, which I am in,
Yeah.
and truthfully, I still don't understand it.
Well, it means
But
okay.
Yeah.
I know what it meant. Okay.
Right.
Which, again, I couldn't see the
Do you have a
connection.
card or anything?
No, I'm just kidding. Hold on.
But it has now taken on a life of its own, and for a while it was funny, but it's not now. And I don't, like I say, I don't care your politics. It's offensive. That's actually why I questioned you the most when you were at the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I saw that and I said, I don't know that I
Yeah.
want this guy around.
Yeah, I know. You don't see many of these in Hawaii.
Well,
I'm sure.
hey, I've got a shirt in my closet that says "Make America Great Again."
Uh-huh.
A red Trump shirt.
Yeah.
And I had a Trump hat and a
Uh-huh.
Trump wig because I wore them for Halloween.
Uh-huh.
But that was the only, here in Hawaii especially, that was the only time that I could wear something like that.
Here's a pen and paper.
So, just for me to be clear here,
Yeah.
this was an informational discussion,
Yeah.
and I don't like the fact that it was recorded because of what Michael had to say.
Of course.
But,
Just send.
I'm not saying that he shouldn't say it,
Oh.
but I don't like the fact that you have that recording that can theoretically be held over his head.
Oh, we're not in the business of blackmailing people.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's easy.
Easy for him to say.
That's easy to say,
considering
just
what
like
they
it's
wanted to
easy
talk
for.
about.
I
I've
understand.
seen different groups doing similar things that are out to get outrage, to get attacked.
have they handled it like we have?
No.
All right. Well, there you go.
And
That's
say
your
like,
answer.
I
it's an
don't know.
entirely different. I see an entirely different thing coming from you.
That's your answer.
Hopefully, I can trust that.
Well,
I don't
Is
have
that
anything
an
else to go
email
on.
address or
No, it's
phone
just
number?
yeah, it's
Text
yeah,
and phone number.
yeah, it's just easier that way. I can text you. If you text me, I can text you. I can. If you text
Okay.
me, I can text you the email as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, I mean,
Just username.
Yeah, sure.
Just username.
Can I prove that? Can I prove that like you have that I'm 100% trust? I can't prove, but at this point with everything that's happening, you just got to take my word for it, and I hope you can.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
And it's better you than some other.
I don't mind the discussion,
Uh huh.
okay? I do mind
The potential for
the
blackmail
potential consequences that,
could essentially destroy my life. And
Well, he'd only want to get blackmailed if it was a hookup with a 17-year-old black guy. Okay. But
what?
it's
I'm
just,
sorry, I didn't understand
just
what
kidding.
you just
Make that
said.
joke.
getting blackmailed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay. I'm sorry.
yeah, but I can assure you, I'm not going to blackmail because first and foremost, I don't want to get into any trouble. So that's
yeah.
that's
funny,
self-preservation.
some of these things have backfired on them too, where they can't proceed with anything.
Yeah,
because
or
of
like
what you did.
say this or I'm going to call the cops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, so if I just basically, said you better tell me this or I'm going to call the cops, then that's blackmail on my part, and I can't do that. So
and
that's
then it becomes inadmissible in court. It becomes a
absolutely
lose.
well, yes.
You're
but-
not. There's certain things you can do when you're looking to put
Right,
someone in jail,
right,
and it
not
doesn't
only
sound
that-
like you're looking to put
Right,
someone
but
like
yeah,
that in jail.
not only that, it's like, why would I blackmail someone on their own property when I'm not even on the mainland? That's like, That's not something I want to get into. But all right, well, yeah, I appreciate the conversation. All right.
Have a
Like I
good
say,
one.
as long as it's just the
Conversation.
conversation and the awakening.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to
Yes.
take your?
Oh, yes.
I'm sure you have a bajillion copies. It wouldn't matter if I took them and burned them.
Yeah, no, they're just sitting on a fence post in the neighborhood elsewhere. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Don't make jokes like that.
All right. Well, anyway, you guys take care, okay?
All right.
All right. Hey, everybody! No, I'm just kidding. Excuse me, everybody. Dude, this one will be 3 people, dude.
My phone was full in storage like 5 minutes in.
Oh, you try to go meet with an underage kid. You try to go meet with an underage kid, and he also has admitted to us. Like we just confirmed him at his house. Yesterday he blocked us. We couldn't send him a picture in time, so he ended up blocking us. He's very careful. But this guy's been watching child for 10 years. He said. Is it Hilo District or not District? I have no idea. I just know he lives in like in Analoa, so I don't know who I turned that into. Yeah, I just can't. Oh, because you sent him the messages at Hilo, so that's why.
Mind if we just get your
Yes, sir. It's a ALEX. ROSUN. Yes. March 15th, 2000. Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. These are all out of order, but these are messages from a guy named Mike Weedman trying to go meet a 13-year-old boy for sex. And he also, and we have video footage we can send you guys, but we also have footage of him admitting to watching child for 10 years. These are like all out of order, but they're sorted. See, they're all. We're on the right, he's on the left.
So you said you guys were about to make contact with him, but
He
fell through?
Yes, so he was going to meet us in Hilo, but he's way more careful than the guy that your girlfriend arrested. He's like, this guy's like, you know, he's scared of being caught. So we were supposed to send him a picture. He was the decoy, but obviously to make him look younger. So we were going to alter a photo of him to send him. And then he like blocked us because we didn't send it fast enough. So we ended up finding where he lived. We approached him at his house, and he admitted to like wanting to do all that stuff and saying all that stuff, and asking for pictures from us, and of course to watching child too, which he said he watched on the dark web before.
Did he send any pictures inside?
He sent a picture of himself, but no photos.